Hello everyone and welcome back to St. Andrew TV. I'm your host Andrew, and today we have the first episode of the Oregon Trail Treasure Hunt. To get a brief overview of what the Oregon Trail is, go see the introduction episode where I started a treasure hunt. Basically, a brief overview is you had the Lewis and Clark expedition that went from the Missouri River all the way over to the Pacific coast. Fur trappers and traders would use the lines that were set up in the early 1800s, made the foundation of the routes that you could take. 1836, the first wagon train left Missouri, and then we have the Great Migration of 1843, which is also when the trail was widely publicized and hundreds of thousands of settlers would take the trail out west. So the first thing that we're going to do today, we're gonna derobe a little bit because it is very warm. Okay, by the way, if you see me looking down, I have my notepad. Now, before I get into any of these episodes, I would like to point out that I am not going to go over every specific detail about every specific place. A lot of the markers that I show on camera give you a brief overview of where I am, but I will interject into certain spots that I feel more commentary is required. I will be the curator of sorts. Does that make me have the ego the size of the moon because I'm the curator for my own videos? Possibly. I'm not the one who makes that judgment. The first part is I got to get my sorry ass down to Missouri, so I put together a montage of me traveling from Toledo, Ohio, all the way down to Independence, Missouri.
Expressway.
Shut up, Siri.
At the light, use the left lane to merge onto I-69 South.
Remain calm, everybody. We are merging onto I-69 South, the longest 69 in the world, and we all get to experience together the longest 69 in the world, Route 69. We've done it. There's the peak of the trip. Don't expect anything better. So I pulled off the highway for a little bit because I saw a place called Arrow Rock, Missouri. It's a state historical site. Used to be a village here. We're coming up on Independence, but I figured we haven't gotten out of the car enough today, so I decided to stop by, and I'm going to walk through the town and show you what it has to offer. As you saw from that brief montage, there is some pretty cool stuff in western Missouri, but that's not why we were here. Our goal was to get to Oregon City, Oregon from Independence, Missouri. Now that we are in Independence, Missouri, we make our way into Kansas. Kansas doesn't have much in it because you're basically shaving off the northeast portion of the state. As you can see, we have made it to Kansas. Our first stop in Kansas was actually a big marker that commemorated the Pony Express taking a route through there. I also met another weary traveler named Hank while I was checking out the plaque. He was actually traveling back west because he bought a house out there with his wife, and he was a history nut like myself, and he was just seeing the sights along the way on his way to his new homestead. I suppose he was a homesteader, so to speak. But anyway, we sat there and talked for a while, and he's a great person. We had a good conversation, and that Pony Express marker is very important because I set the first treasure cache there. However, it has been found. Somebody made contact with me, and I don't have any information who found it, but if you go to that Pony Express station and look around, you will find nothing except a big, beautiful structure commemorating that the Pony Express Trail ran through there. It appears we are still on the right track. Sorry about the wind interference, but I have placed the first treasure cache at this Kansas historical marker. The Hollenberg Pony Express station in Hanover, Kansas was a pretty good representation of what the Pony Express employees would stop at to deliver or pick up parcels that they had to move from east to west or vice versa. And I actually have a full video of that on the exploration channel known as A38. I will link that down in this video's description. But there is where my trip changed for the better. I met a woman by the name of Christina who worked there, and she was fabulous. She was very insightful, very generous, and showed me nothing but the utmost hospitality. She also changed the trip. She gave me these trail maps for each of the states that the California, Mormon, and Oregon trails run through. Prior to all this, I was using my phone because the National Park Service has a map, but in the areas that I was in, it was not beneficial because you really couldn't get from point A to point B without losing service at least once or twice. This is a map of western Missouri over here, and our trail, which is red, is what we are taking all the way up into Nebraska, which is pretty cool because everything's coordinated too. So if I look to 23 in my book, it'll take me to the Indian Pay Station Historical Site and Museum. So those paid a big dividends on the outcome of the rest of the videos that I'm going to do. That will lead us to Nebraska. Think about subscribing to see more videos about the 21st century pioneer on the Oregon Trail. You're a daisy if you do.